He is my brother, Jimin's confession about Jungkook that shook everyone's emotions. No one expected that a gentle sentence from Jimin's mouth would leave millions speechless with emotion. How could the words, "He is my brother," have such a profound effect? What is the meaning behind that simple sentence, and why did ARMY around the world shed tears upon hearing it? During a recent live broadcast, Jimin sat casually answering fan questions. There was no dramatic background music. No script, just him, a quiet room, and an internet connection linking him to millions of eyes out there. When a fan mentioned Jungkook, Jimin paused for a moment, stared into the distance, and then said softly, "He's not just my Dongsaeng. He is my brother." The confession sounded ordinary. However, the world knows that the context behind it is not as simple as a warm greeting. Dongsaeng is a common term for younger brother in Korea. But brother? That's more than just an age title. It is an acknowledgement of an emotional bond that is chosen, not determined by blood. Why did this touch so many people? Because everyone has witnessed Jungkook and Jimin's journey since their trainee days. Jungkook, a 15-year-old teenager who traveled hundreds of kilometers to Seoul, found a new home in the BTS dorm. There, Jimin became a brother figure, mentor, and protector. However, the term brother confirms that their relationship goes beyond age hierarchy, work, or idol group. It means that the two have forged a bond that cannot be broken by popularity, distance, or time. For BTS, words like these are not just fan service content. Quite a few fans wrote that when they heard Jimin say Jungkook was his brother, they were reminded of important moments. When Jungkook failed to hold back tears backstage in 2018 and only Jimin hugged him tightly without a word. When Jungkook got sick and Jimin waited for him at the hospital. On Jimin's birthday, Jungkook flew in just to see him for a few minutes despite his busy schedule. All of this is proof that the sentence, "He is my brother," is not just a sweet word to appease fans, but a reflection of reality. That sentence also gave a glimmer of relief to fans who often feel anxious about the group's future, especially when BTS members are undergoing solo projects or mandatory military service. There are concerns that their relationship will be strained. However, that one sentence broke all fears. He is my brother. No project, country, or individual role can erase such a relationship. This is why, on that day, social media was full of emotional cries. Weverse, TikTok, and Twitter were flooded with reaction videos of fans sobbing under the covers at 3 in the morning, writing that they felt strengthened by Jimin's words. Because behind the stage lights and promotional hustle, fans are always looking for proof that the relationship they see on screen is not a business entertainment act. Jimin's sentence confirms, the bond is real, more real than all management contracts. Korean pop culture researcher Professor Kim Hyun-seo wrote in his column that moments like this reveal the essence of BTS. Many groups have working chemistry, but few show relationships that are confirmed by choice of heart. Jimin confirms that BTS is not just a music group, but a spiritual family. That's why Jungkook's reaction when he heard it also added depth to this moment. He just looked down, smiled slightly, not ashamed, not surprised, as if confirming that he had known that truth for a long time. Fans wrote that Jungkook's gaze at Jimin after that statement was full of unspoken respect and gratitude. For a world that is bombarded with news of politics, conflict, and violence every day, one gentle sentence like this provides a space of warmth. Don't we all crave someone who calls us brother not because they are required to, but because they choose us as part of their life? Now every interaction they have feels different. Every hug on stage, every whisper during practice, even just a glance at the camera confirms one thing: their relationship cannot be measured by contracts or popularity. It was born from days of hard work, long nights in the dorm, tiring schedules, to the moments of their first victory. It's not just ordinary friendship. It is a family that is built not by blood, but by choice, and perhaps this is the reason why BTS remains intact even as they grow, change, and evolve. Because in the midst of all the differences, they choose to continue to have each other. Just like Jimin, who chose Jungkook not only as a dance partner or Dongsaeng, but as a brother who he will always take care of wherever they are. E.so. When the live broadcast ended, millions of people stared at the empty screen with mixed feelings: sad, touched, calm, and warm. Not because of a new album teaser, not because of additional tour dates, but because of one sentence that confirmed what they had always believed: BTS was not built only by dreams, but also by love and the choice to stay together. He is not just my Dongsaeng, he is my brother. A simple sentence that will continue to echo, not only in the ears of fans, but in the hearts of anyone who has ever felt what it's like to be chosen as family by someone we love. Does Jimin really consider Jungkook his brother? Reality or media strategy? Jimin's one sentence, "He is my brother," has caused a global wave of emotion. However, the important question is, are you really sure this is a real event? Or is it just a narrative constructed in such a way as to maintain BTS's family image in the public eye? How often do we get caught up in emotions without reviewing the facts behind the scenes? Have you ever thought that the South Korean entertainment industry is built on a concept called the fan service economy, where the words, attitudes, and actions of idols are often curated to trigger fans' emotional attachment? If that's the case, is Jimin's statement part of a tactical script to reassure ARMY amidst the busyness of their solo projects and mandatory military schedules that have made the fandom feel divided lately? Let's examine it. The moment happened during a live broadcast without background music, without choreography, without glamorous spotlights. Is it that simplicity that makes it feel honest? Or is it just the most powerful technique to create an authentic impression in the eyes of the audience? Live broadcasts, although they seem spontaneous, still have certain production limits. The question is there any clue that the statement is a communication strategy of the BTS branding team? If you believe it's real, on what basis is that belief built? Is it because of Jimin's sad eyes? His soft, trembling voice? Or is it because you have followed their journey since their debut and witnessed the sincere interactions between the two over the years? If so, how can you be sure that there are no hidden interests behind it? Conversely, if you doubt the authenticity of the sentence, are you judging it solely because of cynicism towards the K-pop industry, which is known to be very commercial? If so, is it fair for Jimin and Jungkook to continue to have their sincerity questioned just because they are global celebrities? This is the importance of critical reflection for every media consumer, especially in an era when every word of an idol immediately turns into a global trending topic, such as when the phrase, "He is my brother," topped Twitter a few hours after the broadcast. Did that virality happen because of honesty, or because the fandom is indeed trained to viralize every second of their idols' lives? Try to reflect. BTS, despite having strong personal relationships, is still part of a multi-billion-dollar industrial entity. Sentences like, "He's not just my Dongsaeng, he is my brother," can strengthen their image of togetherness, foster a sense of security in the hearts of fans, and directly maintain the group's commercial stability. Is it wrong if their sincere words are also beneficial to the brand's interests? Do the two negate each other, or do they complement each other? So, we ask you now, do you really believe Jimin said it wholeheartedly, or do you feel this is part of media engineering? Share your thoughts, because it is this reflective and skeptical attitude that makes the fandom more mature, strong, and not easily swayed by any narrative. Remember, in every news we convey, including this article, there is a possibility of bias, misinterpretation, or excerpts of context. That's why verification and review are always important, even when what you see is your own idol. Because in the end, reality and narrative can be two things that are equally soothing, but do not always have identical meanings.